Who are you behind the mask? Who are you when nobody else is watching? When there's no one there to judge you, to criticize you, to make comment on who you truly are on the inside? Who are you then? Because I think we all have it. We all have this innate thing of trying to fit in. Even me who talks about, not wanting to be mediocre, not wanting to fit in with the average, to stand out from the crowd, to be the best version of myself, to not sink to average. In certain circumstances, it's just easier. And I can't help but do it in those times, and I don't mean it. Things where it's like, just agree with something or complain about things or, rail against certain things because it's just easier to go along with the majority than to stand up and say, no, I don't agree with this. No, I don't think we should go this way. No, I think we shouldn't complain about, absolutely everything we have in life, or no, fuck, the higher powers, or woe is me situation. It's just easier to go with the flow, even if you don't believe it. So who are you truly when no one else is there to impose it? And I think this is the one where more and more we need to get comfortable with who we truly are, with what we truly believe, and not fitting in. And yeah, that does mean we buck the flow, we buck the system, we, go against everybody else. It does mean that you will stand out. It does mean that you'll be considered weird. But also, that's good. We don't need more followers. We need more leaders. We need more people who are going to stand up and for what they believe in. Stand up for what they truly think is right. And sometimes that can just be as simple as, I'm working on myself. I'm doing the work to be the best version of myself. I'm doing that work, working hard on that. That in itself makes you weird. That in itself is an oddity. That in itself makes you stand out from the rest. And that's okay. In fact, that's important. That's worthwhile. That's necessary to not just be a part of the pack. That we need leaders to stand up and be like, I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to be the best version of myself. That you don't need to agree with the masses. Just because it's easier doesn't mean it's right. And look, as I said, I fall into this trap myself, and I am the one above all others who are like, fuck that, fuck average, fuck normal. I want to stand out. I want to be this version because I think so much of society is just soft and pathetic and sad. And, the one I just keep coming back to is, I died at 25 but wasn't buried till 75. This just sad dichotomy of what the world is these days, and I don't want to be a part of that. I want to stand out and have a beacon of what is possible through grit and determination and discipline and focus, and yet I still fall into that trap. So I think we have to more and more choose to be authentic, choose to be the most authentic version of ourselves as much as we can do that. And yeah, I think you are still going to have slip-ups. You're still going to have stuff where you fall back into, line for lack of a better term, because sometimes it's just simpler to not say the things, but in the actions that you take, in the choices that you make, you must at all times choose the one that is most authentic to you. You must not just fall into line for ease and complacency. And the one I see the most of this is when it comes to nutrition. If you go out and everyone's like, oh, have a beer, oh, have a drink, oh, eat this food with us, and you choose not, that is going to raise eyebrows. That is going to raise questions. That is going to get judgment, whether you like it or not. Even if they are your friends and they are supportive, I can guarantee you there will be judgment, because it highlights the choices that they're making, You making the right choice will highlight to them the choices that they are not making. And there'll be pressure, and you have to stand firm. It's really easy to slip back into it. It's like I got a mate who's a social smoker, quote unquote, but he goes out most weekends. Therefore, he smokes most weekends. And usually he doesn't just bum a cigarette off a mate, he will buy a packet for himself. And suddenly then he has cigarettes, so he smokes Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I'm like, you're not a social smoker, mate. You smoke every week. You get into it. It's like social drinkers. If you go out every week, you're not a social drinker, you're someone who drinks. That's a very different outcome because you've given in to the pressure of the situation. You don't need these lubricants, you don't need to participate in the food, the alcohol, the drugs, any of that kind of stuff to have a good time, to be part of the social setting. You can fully hold strong to what you believe, to who you truly are, to being the most authentic version of yourself and not participate in those. It is okay to stand out. It is okay to be different. And if they are truly your friends or your family and they care about you, they will support you in this decision, not judge you and berate you for it. Because if you are truly authentically being you, that should be respected. And if they can't respect that, honestly, I don't think they are your friends. They don't truly care about you. If they want you to kowtow to them to make them feel good about themselves, that's not support. That is not caring. They should uplift you and congratulate you on having the courage to make those choices. Because I can tell you, it isn't always easy to make those choices in those situations where all those things are presented. It's not easy to make those decisions. But you must make those decisions. You must choose what is best for an authentic version of you. You must choose your highest good. And we keep covering this, but I can near guarantee that your highest good isn't drinking the alcohol. It isn't having the junk food. It might feel good in the moment, but it is not serving you in your highest good. You must choose the thing that is going to be the best for you overall, not in that small microcosm of a moment. Not when you had felt the social pressure, not when you were at your weakest. No, for your actual life choices, for the things that are actually going to matter. No, those are the times you have to choose the right things. Those are the times that you have to make the hard decision. And once you've set that boundary, once you've set that standard, I think you'll find it gets easier. It gets easier and it gets easier. And then you can shine a light onto what is possible. Then you can be a leader. You can show them what can be done if they're willing to listen. People expect that when I go to things that I will not have the alcohol. I will not have the sugar, the junk food, the cakes, any of that. There are always options for me. And I will participate. And I'm happy to go to those events. And I will enjoy myself and be part of that. But I don't need to participate in the things that are sedating me. I don't need to sedate myself to enjoy that circumstance. I can be out in the experience and enjoy it. Does it mean I never do that? No. In circumstances that I think they will uplift the moment. AKA, me and my wife really enjoy fine dining. So once I completed 126 to greatness, as in 126 days, with no days off, with no exceptions, I allowed myself on the next phase of 126 to greatness a few exceptions off that. And in those times, we went out for her birthday. We went out for our anniversary. We went fine dining. And that food and the alcohol in that circumstance had elevated the experience. But also because it's a rarity. It elevated it because it was so unusual and we could enjoy that moment together. Not for the sake of every weekend going down to the pub. Not for the sake of every week going out and having a cheeky wine. Or worse yet, having a cheeky wine on the couch when it's just you. That is not serving you. That is not improving your life. And this is the one I keep coming back to. What are your priorities? And I have people who will tell me, and they're like, oh, don't you want to enjoy life? And I was like, I do. That's why I choose this. I want to enjoy my life. I don't want to sedate from my life. I don't want to hide from my life with wine, with sugar, with dopamine chasing. I want to enjoy my life and be happy with my life and wake up the next day feeling good and excited for the day, not slightly hungover, not, brought down by sugar. And nothing highlights that more than when you completely go off it, as I have, and then you step back on for a day. We had sugar, as I said, a couple of dip outs. God, did it fucking kick me for 6. Took me more than a week to get past it. Because we are not meant to have those things. Those things should knock you around. They should kick you for 6. But if you're having them all the time, you don't even know that you don't feel good. So yeah, I enjoy my life. I choose things that bring me satisfaction. I take on challenge because I enjoy the satisfaction of finding a challenge and overcoming it, pushing my limits and seeing what's possible on the other side. That is joy. That is satisfaction. And it's proper fulfillment, not this false enjoyment and fulfillment from cheap dopamine hits. Those things don't actually bring you joy. They don't actually serve you. As I said, in the right circumstances they can, but every week, all the time, making that choice all the time? No, that's because you need something to give the smallest form of joy in your life, the smallest form of dopamine hit in your life. It's not something that's actually improving your life. It's not something that's actually benefiting you. And this is what we need to recognize, that we need to start prioritizing the things that are actually good for us, that are actually going to improve our life, that are actually going to bring joy and satisfaction and fulfillment. And I can guarantee you it's not pissing away through sedation. It's not, punishing the vehicle that allows you to do everything, because that's how we need to view it. We need to view these choices as not a reward, but a punishment. You are crippling your vehicle for life, the thing that allows you to do everything in life, by giving it fuel that it doesn't want or need. It's not the answer, but you have to have the paradigm shift around that. You have to shift that into it. And look, as I said, when you authentically step into the highest form of you, when you authentically show up as a fit person, as a healthy person, you'll find that life gets better. You'll find that you are a happier version of yourself. And when you take off the mask and you stop saying the things and doing the things just to fit in, when you realize that you want to serve your highest good, when you want to show up as the best version of yourself at all times, it gets better. Life will get better. Things will flow better when you're authentically you. People recognize that. The world recognizes it. And it feels good to be that version of yourself. But you have to give yourself permission to not worry about you triggering other people. That's their problem. It's their problem that your thoughts and your actions trigger other people. That is not you. It's triggering them because you're holding up a mirror to their insecurities. You're holding up a light to all the things that they worry about, that they're not doing, that they feel inadequate about. That is their problem. So you do you. You be the authentic version of you. You be the healthiest, happiest, most successful version of you. I've never understood this concept of hiding your success and hiding your wins because it might offend other people. Let it offend them. That is their issue. It is your right to be the most authentic version of you. It is your right to step up and be like, I am proud of what I'm doing. If they get offended by it, if they get triggered by it, if it upsets them, that is on them. That is for them to work out. But you have to lead by example. And hopefully you can then lead them to a point where maybe they'll be like, maybe if he can do it, I can do it too. Maybe if he can do it, I can be a better version of myself. And you can lead them. You don't accept being a follower. You don't accept being a sheep. It's like the one I'll come back to. The highest form of love for another person is truth and honesty. We don't let those we love and care about be crappy versions of themselves, make poor decisions without saying something. If you truly love and care about someone, you will hold them to the standards that they want to hold for themselves. This isn't lecturing, this isn't being a knob jockey and a dick about it, but it's holding them to the standard that they have set for themselves. If they want to be better, to do better, to achieve better, hold them to that standard. That is true love. That is showing them that it's, your friendship and your love is worth more and can withstand the wrath of you upsetting them. And in return, if your actions and stuff upsets them, that means that they don't love you enough to be proud of you for doing the right thing, for making the right choice for you. So no, don't hide away. Don't put on a mask. Don't, pretend so you fit in, because every time you do, it also eats away a little bit at you, because you're putting on a mask, pretending to be someone that you are not. You need to be honest and truthful to yourself. You need to stand forth and truly be that version of you, because you can be and should be that version of you, and you should proudly wear it. And as I said, if that offends them, if that upsets them, that is on them. All you can do is show up with love and kindness and shine a light on what is possible. Don't make it about their shortcomings. Make it about, this is what's doable. You could do this too. Look how great my life is from making these actions. Shine bright and inspire, rather than hiding away and hoping that you don't upset them because you chose to be the best version of yourself. Because you should always seek to be the greatest version of yourself. So that's all I have for you. Now, if you're ready to be that version of yourself, if you're ready to be held accountable, held to a higher standard, please shoot me a message. Let's get you into chasing greatness, and let's start doing that. If you're not quite there yet, click the link in my bio, grab my top 10 tools to transform your mental toughness. And lastly, if this spoke to you, if it inspired you, or if you know someone who needs to hear this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'm here every single day, sharing from the front, sharing from my experiences as I go through this. And I hope to help inspire you and help you avoid the mistakes that I've made along the way. But I'll be back again tomorrow. Till then.